Thank you, Judge. Department will call Kayla Scone.
Okay. Ms. Scone, if you raise your right hand, please. You swear the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, sir, I do.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Wildman.
Thank you, Judge. And Ms. Scone, are you the permanent specialist assigned to the case involving Leighton Roberson and her family?
Yes.
All right. And let's get an update on Leighton. Is she still placed with the kinship placement with Mr. Roberson's ex-wife?
Yes, she is
All
with
right.
Amanda Roberson.
All right. And that's where her brother resides as well, correct?
Yes.
And how's she been doing in that placement?
She is doing great. She goes to daycare. She's up to date on all her medical. She is a sweet 3-year-old girl, lots of personality, but yeah, she's doing great.
Has she had any medical issues since the last hearing?
She does have some cavities that they are needing to get taken care of. That was her last dental.
But other than that, have there been any other issues?
No.
All right, perfect. Now, as far as the cavities, are there any sort of special rules that they're needing to follow or restrictions that they have to keep that from getting worse?
Just limiting some sugars, candy, sodas, things like that.
And has that been relayed to Miss Vales Jones as well for visitation purposes?
Yes.
All right. Now, as far as Mr. Roberson is concerned, is he still incarcerated?
Yes, he is.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but he's incarcerated potentially for quite a while, correct?
Yes.
Do you know if he is in currently in parole review or not?
I believe he has a parole review coming up in April.
Okay. But at this time, he doesn't have any kind of decision from them, correct?
No.
All right. As far as he's concerned, has he been able to complete any of his services while he's been incarcerated?
He has done a parenting class, I believe, through the facility he's in.
All right. And have you talked to him about what other things he may or may not be able to do while he's there?
I did talk to him the other week, and he has just done whatever the facility offers, some classes here and there, but some of the other things that are on his plan, he's not able to do because he's incarcerated.
All right. And because he's incarcerated, it's fair to say he's not having any visitation, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And in fact, I want to say the court had ordered that there not be visitation.
Correct.
Are those things that can be maybe reevaluated if he does make parole and can begin starting to work these services?
Yes,
At this point, as far as he's concerned, do you believe that trying to place with him would be a continuing danger to the child?
that is correct.
Is he in any way able right now to provide any kind of safe and stable home or provide for the child?
No, not right now.
And would that be contrary to her physical health and safety to be placed with him?
Yes.
All right, and so let's talk about Miss Vales Jones. What services at this point has she completed?
She has done her TPC assessment. She has done 3 hours of parenting, and she hasn't, that's it, because she has not started her therapy or domestic violence work group at this time.
What's going on as far as her housing and employment?
So she moved out of her apartment last month and is currently renting a room. And she's at a house in Amarillo, but she's renting a room from someone there. She told me she has applied for HUD, but her application's currently on hold. She also does not have a car at the moment. It was impounded, her last car, so she said she's working on getting a new one, hopefully within the next month.
Now, as far as the current housing situation, have you been out there to see that home? Is that appropriate for Leighton? Does she have anything for a child at this time?
She does not have anything for a child at the moment, no.
Okay. And as far as the services, is it fair to say we're getting close to 6 months into this case?
Yes.
Has she given any reason as to why she hasn't started any of these other services?
For the therapy, she said she was waiting to finish her other courses. I know with the OSAR, she had some issues with the person that does the one that does the OSARs in Amarillo. So she was asking for me to resubmit that. And then I believe she was having trouble getting through to family support services for the domestic violence support group. So I will be following up with them to see if they can get her started.
Now, as far as drug screening, has she been screening for you regularly?
Yes, and she did go Friday last week.
What did she go for last week?
She did a hair follicle and a UA, but
Okay,
results are still pending.
perfect. So we don't need to order one of those today.
No.
All right. Now, I guess based off of where we're at right now, do you believe it'd be a continuing danger to return the child to Miss Vales Jones at this time?
Yes.
Do you know if she's still having contact with Mr. Sims, who was involved at the beginning of this case?
Yes, she does. I know she said when I met with her last week that he will sometimes drive her to work and things like that, but they don't live together from what I can tell.
But, and I guess for the court's purposes, he was also named as a possible perpetrator in this case, correct?
That is correct.
And is it concerning that she's still having contact with Mr. Sims?
Yes.
Do you believe it would be contrary to the child's physical health and safety to return to Miss Vales Jones at this time?
Yes.
Do you believe at this time that she's able to care and provide for the child?
No, not at this time.
Do you believe that the department's making reasonable efforts to reunify her with Leighton?
Yes.
And do you believe that the service plan that you developed that still needs to be complete is an effort towards that?
Yes.
What sort of visitation is going on between Leighton and Miss Vales Jones?
She gets weekly 1 hour visits in person.
All right. And has she been making those visits?
Yes, St. Francis has provided transportation for her to attend those visits.
Perfect. And do you believe that that's also a reasonable effort to reunify by maintaining that relationship between her and the child?
Yes.
Are there any orders that need to be made today as far as services for either parent or for Leighton?
No.
Are you recommending the department stay temporary managing conservator and placement be continued?
Yes.
Do you know, were there any recommendations from the TPC evaluation in October?
I do not have access to those documents since I've flipped over to the new worker, so I've been trying to track those down.
Okay. Is there anything else court needs to be made aware of today?
No.
I'll pass the witness, Judge.
All right, thank you. Ms. Scone, mom had a positive drug test for methamphetamine in October, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Pretty high levels too.
Yes.
So have you stressed to her it's very important she get that OSAR done and follow any recommendations?
Yes.
All right. And Miss Vales Jones, I'll just tell you that this court's position is you've got to deal with the drug issue before you deal with anything else. So I'm just making you aware of that today. Do you know what Mr. Robertson's in prison for?
Oh gosh,
If you
I'd
don't,
have to go look. I don't know off the top of my head.
and from reading the report, I guess there's still no definitive explanations as to how this child was injured. Is that a fair statement?
Yes.
All right, thank you. Ms. Graff, questions?
Ms. Scone, isn't it correct that Ms. Vales Jones has had at least 3 drug tests since October that have all been negative?
Her last positive was, let's see. She did have a positive hair follicle in October, but all the UAs have been negative.
Since that time, correct?
Yes.
Wouldn't it be reasonable that she be allowed to have more than one visit a week since she's been clean since those more recent tests have occurred?
I believe that is something I can staff with my supervisor to see if we can increase visits.
I would appreciate that. Thank you. I also understand, Ms. Scone, that the previous worker, Ms. Or Bai, her name is Bai, had referred my client to OSAR down in Lubbock, and my client has made numerous attempts to try to get them to respond, and they've not responded. So do you have any understanding of that situation?
She did mention something about the Lubbock office. I will have to contact them to see if they can reach back out. If not, we'll get a new OSAR submitted for Amarillo. So we just need her to complete it.
Okay, I would really appreciate you getting on that
Okay.
because I know my client requested online parenting classes a while back, and I appreciate that you've gotten her involved in that to get started. So
Yes.
I know that the next 3 to 4 months are really critical in terms of getting all these services done. So I
Yes, ma'am.
thank you.
Of course.
I have no more questions, Your Honor.
Thank you. Ms. Grant?
Ma'am, have you verified that Miss Roberson did appear for her drug testing on Friday?
I show it as pending in my system.
Have you verified with her whether or not she made the test?
I have not verified with her, no, but she told me she would go, but she has not texted whether or not she actually went.
And on the visitation, have you verified with placement whether they can attend visitation twice a week since the placement is full-time employed?
I have not spoken with placement. That would be if we determine we can increase visits, that would obviously be something we would speak to a placement about as well.
And placement does not supervise visits, correct?
That is correct.
And so placement would have to travel to the visitation location if that was increased.
We have St. Francis transporting Layton to her visits as well, and we have a family support worker who monitors the visits.
And what family support worker monitors, if you know that?
Her name's Abigail. I believe she's
Okay.
out of Lubbock.
And Your Honor, that's all the questions I have. Your Honor, I will represent to the court that Mr. Roberson's incarcerated for a previous criminal history that was probated, but he is serving a term for a evading arrest with a vehicle and an ag assault.
Thank you. All right, Ms. Wiggins?
Thank you, Judge. Ms. Scone, placement wants to get the child's hair trimmed. Is that correct? Is it your understanding that the mother said no?
Yes, and I believe when V asked her, she did say no.
And what did she remember what the reason was why she said no?
I don't recall.
All right, I'll pass the witness. Oh, what was the reason why she didn't want to do the OSAR evaluation in Amarillo?
She had an issue with, I believe her name is Miss Dudley, Linda Dudley, if I remember correctly, that she said that Miss Dudley was not very nice to her, so she did not want to do the OSAR with her.
I'll pass the witness.
All right. Anyone else have further questions?
Just one follow-up, Judge. Ms. Scone, if visitation were to be increased, would you ask that that be contingent on the results of the most recent drug screens?
Yes.
No further questions, Judge.
Anyone else?
Judge, I'd call Christiana Vale Jones.
All right. Ms. Jones, if you'll unmute, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, raise your right hand, please. You swear the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
All right. Ms. Wildman.
Thank you, Judge. And just real briefly, Ms. Vale Jones, did you go and do your drug screening on Friday when you were sent?
No, ma'am, I didn't get to. I was in another appointment at Texas Tech for my female issues, and I didn't make it to my appointment because she didn't inform me about the UA until like 1:30 that afternoon. Usually they let me know first in the morning, and I usually have time to make it there, but I was already in another previous appointment. I thought I'd make it out in time, but I didn't.
That's my only question, Judge.
Anyone else?
Yes, Judge. Ms. Vales Jones, why do you not want your child's hair trimmed?
That I really wasn't ever asked that. I kind of just because he started growing in, her hair really started getting long again. And I think she already cut her bangs, so I was like, I really don't want her hair shortened anymore.
If it's causing the child issues with tangles,
Yeah,
are
of
you
course,
okay
yeah,
with-
she can cut her. Like, it was causing her issues, but I didn't think it was causing her any kind of issues. Her hair is little.
All right. Thank you, Judge. Nothing further.
And
Your Honor, may I ask one question?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Ms. Bales Jones, are you aware that by not attending your drug screen on Friday, that is an administrative positive admission?
Yes, ma'am, I am. I
you.
wasn't
Pass
informed
the
about the
witness,
UA until
Judge.
1:30 in the afternoon.
Anything else, Ms. Grant? She was
No.
talking over you.
Oh, I apologize. No, Your Honor, pass the witness.
Anyone else have questions for her? Ms. Jones, you're raising your hand, but you need to listen to me first. You're not the first one that may have had a problem with a provider that you don't quote like. But if you don't take care of this OSAR and you don't follow all OSAR recommendations, you will not get your child back. So let's get over having your feelings hurt or being upset with a provider. Let's get it done. You got your hand up. Say something.
That wasn't the issue. So I had made an appointment with Miss Dudley, and I was running late, and I called, and most people give you like the 10-15 minute leeway, like TPC always has. And I was 5 minutes late, and she said, "Don't even come." And I said, "Excuse me, ma'am." She's like, "Don't even come to the appointment." I said, "Okay." And before that, she was kind of rude for a while. She kept denying that V had submitted any kind of paperwork for her. So it wasn't until finally she said that I wouldn't answer my phone and all sorts of stuff. And V had trouble submitting my paperwork to her because she kept saying she didn't have it. So it was like an ongoing thing with Miss Dudley. So finally, when I
Well,
was late to my appointment, she
ma'am,
refused me.
you strike me as a person that's going to blame everything in your life on someone else. So
No, sir.
if you don't get this drug issue under control, we're not going any farther. I don't care if you do every other service that's on your service plan. You
Yes,
understand?
sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Ms. Wildman, anything further from the department?
Judge, based on Miss Vales Jones's response as far as the drug screening, I would assume that changes Miss Scone's opinion as far as to whether or not drug screens need to be ordered, and we would ask that those be ordered today.
I will. Thank you. All right, then, Ms. Graff, did you have any other witnesses? I'm sorry, I can't hear you. Amy, can you hear? No, Amy can't hear you either.
I've unmuted. Can you hear me?
You're real muted. I don't know.
Real muffled. Yeah.
Yeah, something's wrong with your audio.
I've got it turned up as far as I can turn it.
Okay, I can hear you a little better. I guess you're just gonna have to speak a little louder.
No, I have no further questions and no other witnesses. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Ms. Grant, any witnesses?
No witnesses, Your Honor, but the father would object to any increase in visitation for the mother, but pending the failure to appear on the drug screen.
Okay. Ms. Wiggins, did you have any witnesses?
I did not, Judge.
All right, Ms. Wiggins, recommendations.
Thank you, Judge. I do recommend that the department remain temporary managing conservator and placement be continued. And I just ask that placement be allowed to trim the child's hair if it's causing an issue for the child. And also, I do not believe increasing visitation at this time until she's completed the OSART and started treatment, and then maybe reevaluate at that point.
Okay. All right. Give me just a minute. All right, then I will continue the department's temporary managing conservator. I'll continue Layton's current placement. I'll order Ms. Jones to both hair strand and UA drug screen by 4 p.m. today. I'll order that Ms. Jones' visitation will be increased only when she has provided a negative hair and UA drug screen, and she has completed the OSAR assessment. I will order the placement may trim the child's hair only if it's causing an issue, not just because placement wants the hair trimmed. So that will conclude this hearing. Our next hearing will be on June 1st, 2026. It will be by Zoom, just like today's hearing, so parties can ask their lawyers, or anyone can go on the court's online docket a day or two before June 1st to see what time of day we have that hearing. You won't have to wait around in the waiting room so long. All right, we'll be in recess on this case. I'll be back here in about 5 minutes to call another Randall County case. That's a permanency hearing on the Ibarra child. So we will be in recess. Everybody have a good week.
CPS permanency hearings like this show how serious the court is about safety, stability, and accountability. When substance abuse concerns are involved, judges often make it clear. Progress has to be proven, not promised. Reunification is possible, but only when parents complete services and demonstrate real change. Until then, the child's placement and protection come first. We'll keep following cases like this to break down what really happens inside family court. If you want more real courtroom updates and analysis, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next case.